Very good evening to everybody seated here. First of all, I would like to thank Environment Co. for inviting me here to talk about how we can all, save the world and make a difference, etc., etc., etc. Whenever I'm asked to speak at schools, it is usually a story sharing session where I talk about my 20 years of experience traveling to different countries and organizing protests and getting into trouble with major corporations. All very exciting stuff, but I assure you, you will forget all those stories as soon as you leave this auditorium. So today, I'm not here to give you answers. Today, I'm here to give you a chance to question yourselves. We are presented with choices every day. We can choose between using plastic bags or bringing our fashionable tote bags. We can choose between buying organic vegetables or those who are sprayed with insecticides or genetically modified. We wonder if we should be vegetarian or if that is not sufficient. But let us take a minute to think about the people who do not have these choices. How can we promote period cups to women who can't even say the word period, or who can't afford sanitary pads and tampons? How about farmers who have to use insecticides to sell their crops and make a living? Or street vendors who hand out plastic bags while selling traditional snacks? How about the thousands of people in Bangladesh who have lost their homes due to rising sea levels? Or the people in Beijing who have to wear pollution masks just to step out of their houses? These people don't have choices. How can we help them help all of us? Who am I? No. Who are we with our 10,000 euro degree, Netflix watching, drunk cycling, internet surfing folk have the right to scrutinize their actions? We get free trade coffee one day and think we are saviors. While birds' feathers get clumped in dreadful oil like a curse and their bodies float on water. I myself have wondered so many times, why should I care? The ones before us didn't care that much, did they? No. They just used the Earth's resources blindly for economic profit. All the previous generations have done nothing but leaving us a warning note saying, I'm sorry, we screwed up. You fix it. Don't follow in our carbon footsteps. Just reduce, reuse, and recycle. Or maybe we should just continue in this train wrecking full speed so that we can reach the end faster and reach catharsis. There is nothing more pitiful than rich and cynical youth, because he's gone from knowing nothing to believing nothing. Cynicism will not take us anywhere. So do your recycling. Bring your tote bags to Albert and Hein, but these are just convenient ways to help out. It's just like spending 5 cents of your purchase to help the kids fighting with cancer. But cancer is a tough one to fight. We can't just throw simple solutions or offer over-the-counter medicines for it to go away. These foreign bodies need to be destroyed, uprooted. These cancer cells of oil spills, land poisoning, and toxic gases need a total cure. We can do more than just spending extra for free-range eggs. We can educate, we can write, we can get down dirty to our knees and hands and wipe out all the dirt and cleanse this earth. Thank you for your attention.
Dear God, today one of my friends asked me if I was an environmentalist, and I answered, of course I am, after which he said that I did nothing substantial at all to be able to say that. Will you please forgive him? I'm a good person, I know that. I know about the environment, and I care for the environment just as much as you care for me. I mean, it's not always visible, but it's there, you know? Amen.
It's funny we even say that anymore. Like, who am I, or who are you to say that we're connected to the earth when all we do is we're just trying to connect to each other, just trying to be alive. And we can't even keep ourselves alive. People are dying, animals are dying, and we're just sitting here telling people to do their fucking laundry at 30 degrees? We're just pawns in someone else's game. Is anyone even listening to me?
What's up? Yes, I know that you people are listening to me. At first, I thought I was having a bad trip. I did smoke a lot this evening. But after none of you disappeared, I thought I'd roll with it. Did you know that the world's tallest tree is a coast redwood in California, measuring 360 feet or 110 meters? Did you know that? Great clean environment, man. I bet if one of you guys remove his phone and types in, I don't know, facts about the environment, you could learn a lot of shit, just as I did. Internet taught me a lot. And what I think is good about internet is that you can learn stuff, and it's open to anyone. There's no need for fancy lesson on environmental studies, or what do they call it? Sciences? Is the environment a science? Wow! Wow! Environment is just know your basic and don't be an hypocrite.
But aren't we all hypocrites? It's about humanity. There's a world screaming for help, and we're in Evan's basement listening to Eminem. There's a mass extinction going on right now of our species, of the planet, of our morals.
For example, I only order pizza at Domino's because internet told me that New York pizza cows are treated a little worse. Yeah, than at Domino's. It's the details. That is what we can really do, man.
What can I really do? You think you're different? Does everyone think you're different? You think wearing a shirt you got on your gap year to India makes you conscious that you're different, that you know more? Have you seen what's going on out there? No. None of us have.
That's why we have education. So, for education, I want everyone to participate in this if possible. I will say a basic fact that everyone should know about the environment. If you do, raise your arm. Yeah? Good. Every time you open the refrigerator door, it takes only 10 seconds before 50% of the cold air escapes. Who knows about it? Shit. Well guys, let me give you an easy solution for free. Get your fucking facts right, because what I just said was total bullshit. You cannot do anything about the environment pretending, you know? Know your shit. I'm proud of myself that I know these things. It gives me purpose, and I'm better view of myself when I think at everything I know. Out there are a lot of people that call themselves environmentalists, roaming through the streets with signs and screaming that you should stop eating meat. Don't do that. When it's obvious that the only thing you really need to do is to educate yourself, so you know what to do. It's that simple. Yeah, the doing part is a bit that no one cares about. Internet doesn't care about it. People don't care about it. God doesn't. And I am just like him. I know what is happening, and I care about the world, and I watch this thing happening, but like, God does it like that. Why can't I do it? If God does it, all you guys can do it. No worries. We are all environmentalists.
And that's the problem. All humans think they can be God now. No one's different. Like DiCaprio said, it's before the flood. And I think we might all just drown.
Timmy just did the cutest little thing the other day. He took his cookies, split them right down to the middle, and gave them to Sarah. Just like that. I think he's trying to make up for yesterday evening, when he gave me a total of 0 hours of shut-eye. Our kids have a sense for that, you know. They know when they need to repent their sins, and there's many. Just yesterday, I just did a whole bunch of their laundry, both of their clothes, only to find Sarah minutes later rolling around in chocolate pudding. And then, as a grand finale, she peed herself laughing. And there goes another load. I mean, it's not very environmental, is it now? All that water can't be good. They say that water is going to be the most expensive thing in the future. I mean, forget about your diamonds and stock markets. Start saving your rainwater, right? But yeah, who has the time? When Timmy needs his baby carrots just right and needs to be taken to the nursery, and then Sarah wants her perfect little outfit for Carnival's Day, and I glue gummed those beads on the dress until my fingers turned way red. I mean, to have the time, you'd have to be like neurotic Jerry from next door. I mean, always shoving these passive-aggressive wires under my door like, have you seen the news lately? What kind of future will your children live in? I mean, the guy probably showers once every full moon or something and practically lives in a tree. And that's not that much of a problem if your only friends are trees and your car is company provided. Yeah. Environmentalism, it's an issue very much. Just the other day, he asked me when I was going to get my solar panels on my house. So I told him, oh, as soon as I sell my organs for a decent price. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for this environmental green lifestyle, but I'm just not about to spend my kids' tuition fees to making my house Jerry-proof. It's a matter of priority, really. Might come as a surprise to you, but I used to be quite revolutionary in my day. Back in college when we were going to save the world and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean Greenpeace and PETA and burning my bras, did the whole thing. But yeah, times change. Life gets it. So, and sometimes I just think, what is so good? What is it all good for? You see the news and it's not looking peachy, is it now? I mean, I feel like I'm sending my kids into the apocalypse. Like it's the hottest September ever, and all the fuels for breathing and the floods, and I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio is now into that stuff. Right? I think something that really makes me the saddest is to think of all the winters we had as a kid, with the sleigh rides and the snowball fights and the hot chocolate and throwing your hands against the radiator. And I know that my kids won't have that. They might not even know what snow is, really. Such a silly thing. But what can I do? Little me. Sometimes it's just about getting through the day and forgetting about the whole century.
In the long run, we're all dead. You must have heard that somewhere, right? Keynes, big economics guy, knew his stuff as well. And honestly, bang on. Add 100 years to anything you do, and it most likely becomes nothing at all. We're all some perverse cosmic joke. And the big guy up there, oh, he is in stitches. I think about that a lot. Keys, death. You know, when I think about death, I think about the kids nowadays with all their recycling bins, protests, and their gluten-free, vegan, bio, organic, kill me now and fry me up shit. They're just trying to postpone the inevitable. They care about the future generations, they say. But honestly, and I need you all to be very honest with yourself now. Do you give a shit about future generations? Yeah, you're not really sure, are you? That's because you're a rational fucking being. Because you're a rational fucking being. Why would you care about anything that happens when you're worm food? I mean, these new wave hippies just completely miss the big picture. The fact that you plant a tree isn't gonna stop the sun from imploding. The sun doesn't give a fuck about what you did in your puny little sainthood of a life. So, a little word of advice, do yourself a favor and eat some bacon. Do you even know what goes on in the world all the time on every square inch of the planet? Have you seen the news, fuckers? It's all going up in flames. Literal flames. I mean, I kill you, you kill me, and then we get the gases and the guns and the guys with the bombs strapped to themselves and the drugs, the planes, and those idiots stumbling in and out of the White House. Forget it. Forget it. If you ask me, there's little worth saving in the first place. Just be happy all that shit isn't happening to you, and then go on with your life while you can. I mean, we're all dead meat anyway. Because we had the dinosaurs, then the dodo, and now us lot. So pack your bags, folks. So, Cynthia, she was always worrying about this stuff. What if this would happen? What if that? Sweet cheeks, I would say. There's no point in worrying about that future business because we'll be dust as dust before it comes to it. But she didn't listen. Why would she listen to me? She worried herself to death. That's what she did. That woman would worry about the flower arrangements at her own funeral if she could. And that's kind of what those kids are doing nowadays, you know? Worrying about the flower arrangements at their own goddamn funeral. And flowers die too. No matter how much you water them, you hear?
So I guess it's the point where I start talking. Hi guys. My name is Jerry, and I'm a compulsive environmentalist. I guess it started when I was 9. I was making cupcakes for my school's fundraiser. We're going to save this tree. Really beautiful old tree in the park. It was supposed to be cut down. It was amazing. The thrill, the excitement of wielding such life-saving power. I mean, I tried to take it slow after that, but it just got into my head. I started joining marches, issuing petitions. I became a platinum donor to Sierra Club, WWF, Rainforest Action Network, Save Our Oceans Program, People for Amphibians Club, and about 24 other ones. I mean, I guess all that spending led to so much debt on my father's credit card that it forced him to give up the car, but that's really a blessing in disguise because cars destroy our ozone layer anyway, so who's the real winner here? I also broke all the knobs off of the radiators in my house, so that even if I wanted to, I could never give in to the temptation of comforting, but earth-destroying warmth. I mean, it was difficult for a while when, back in the winter of 2012, I lost 3 toes to frostbite. It's worth it. I mean, I have 7 left. It's plenty. I'm also trying this new thing. I'm lowering my BPMs, breaths per minute, yeah, so as to minimize my oxygen intake and my CO2 emission. It's going well. I mean, I pass out from time to time, but what needs it? I know one thing that actually really bothers me is when people ask me if I have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. I mean, there's so many more important things going on in the world than just sex. And don't even get me started on the environmental strain that the sex industry puts on our earth by promoting products made out of latex, rubber, palm oil. I mean, honestly, who has time for love when, in the end, we're all going to be gasping for air, starving because of food shortages, and drowning in rivers, not running with fresh water. No, that's all gone. No, they're running with blood. Blood! Blood! Drawn from the bodies of those who died in the inevitable environmental wars to come in the future! Oh my god. A Kleenex. A 6-layered, double-bleached Kleenex! Who am I to shed my useless tears into this? The products of the rainforest! Do you think those sweet capuchin monkeys knew that their habitats were destined to be the carrier for my miserable phlegm?
Hi, I'm Terza. I'm 12 years old and I'm first year of high school. And I like to play the piano and I sometimes like to think about dying because it's so weird and it's so far away. I like to think about what afterlife is like, whether I'll like it there or not. Oh, and you know what else is weird? Is that when you die, people are still alive. Although, you probably wouldn't know it at that point. My mom tells me that I'm exceptionally clever. But not just my mom though, because that would mean that it's not true, right? Well, my teacher says it and even my big brother says it. And he's crazy and he's such a big bully. But maybe it's because I'm exceptionally clever, I think about these things. Well, actually, I really like the word exceptionally. But you know what? Because I'm exceptionally clever, I know there's an exceptional amount of waste in this earth. I see it on the streets or in the nature when I go into the nature. And I also hear it from my teachers and mom and dad, and also on YouTube videos. YouTube has so much cool information. I can watch it on my iPad. Oh my god! Holy freaking shit. A 12-year-old thinking about dying? I have never heard a 12-year-old use so much explainer brags. Oh, for all of you confused minds over here, let me tell you that I'm just here to cut in for a little bit to tell you that I exist here as well. Think about it as a story of Jekyll and Hyde. Although we are two very different people, we're in for the good cause. tells us that if we stop throwing our waste away and keep the nature safe, the world will be a way better place. YouTube is really, really hopeful, I think. And then I think that more and more people will stop throwing their glass bottles in the flower fields. And maybe they can even stop from the cows from, fart the bad gases. Or maybe I might be sometimes too optimistic that maybe that people are never gonna change and they're gonna throw the waste there. But no, that shouldn't be right. We should all act right now. And then there will be no more waste anymore. Oh, if it's that easy, right? Theoretically, it is though, but then again, with all of that political posers and all of that capitalism and all that freaking jazz, they have so much more to think of this flower fields or ugly glass bottles. And I think I'm also going to stop eating meat. Because not eating meat is good for the environment, I think. My teacher told me that, not YouTube. I like chicken though, but Dad buys organic chicken, and that's good for the environment. But I think right now, not eating meat is good for the environment, and I should do that. So then, if we can act right now, I can get children with a husband maybe, and they can have kids, and I'll be a grandma. Then they can all make their future even a beautiful place and even more of a better place. Because they don't deserve to live in an ugly world because we were dumb. Did you hear that? A 12-year-old thinking about our future generations. Put that mind to the roll then. Everything is all good. But guys, let's see that. You just can't do that. Humans deserve to live a long life instead of living in a bad environment and dying really early. They don't deserve that because in the end, all of us wants to save the environment, right? Right?
a welcome, I present a riddle. 2 parts water, 1 part land. Together you must stand.
Slowly weak, united strong, crisis strikes, and suddenly you did it wrong?
You watch idly while it falls to pieces, while it falls apart. Now you have a chance to go back to the start.
A task of utmost difficulty, a test of wits and beauty.
I am merciful, however. I give you 1 hour.
Before pull the trigger, you must put aside your differences and focus on something that is bigger.
Join hands and hold on tight. Fix it quick and figure out how. Countdown begins